Good evening, friends. I hope you're well. So today, Xstocks have released their own version of tokenized stocks on the Solana blockchain. So in theory, you can buy McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Google, Nvidia stocks on Solana blockchain. And why this is important is because it's tokenization of real-world assets, meaning the prices are pegged, so you don't have to go out and make a brokerage account. You can literally just get some USDC or Solana on Solana blockchain, pay bare minimum fees, and actually buy stocks on Solana blockchain. And you can obviously buy Tesla. If it goes up, do whatever you want. So it's the same as buying a meme coin. Now, I use a broker and they charge about $15 per trade when I buy stocks. So this is a breath of fresh air for me. I'm not a good stock trader. I've never been. I've got a very small portfolio. I had a larger one, but I sold them all off and move into crypto. But this is something that may be interesting for a lot of people. And I thought I'd share it because it is kind of record breaking history made or whatever. And I think it would be interesting for a lot of people to see it. So they have all the stocks tokenized on it. You can go to their website. I'll leave all the links in the description. But really and truly, it's like a Solana meme coin, but the prices are the same as what they are. So this is like Amazon stock, and you just copy the contract, head over to Jupiter, and you'll buy it from there. Or you can head over to Radium, whatever you want to do, and you can buy the stocks from there. So this is pretty much a lot of them. So ExxonMobil, we've got Coca-Cola, Coinbase, all the ones that are in the news, and we don't have exposure or access to. Johnson and Johnson, McDonald's, whatever, Meta, Facebook. So they've got pretty much, I think, 50 stocks at the moment, and they've got S&P 500. So that's really interesting to me. And we can take a look at what it looks like. Some of these aren't live or don't have liquidity pools. So the S&P 500 have their main liquidity pool, which has 1.52 million, excuse me, liquidity, and we've got 1.7 mil trading volume. Now, what I'm watching is the trading volume because I think they'll always have trading volume on them. But the question is, like, are people actually going to use this? Like, it all sounds well and good. Tokenized stocks, you can buy S&P 500, but are people actually going to buy it? Because I think yes, but I think only a very small market will. Because if we're trading crypto or Solana meme coins, are we actually going to be interested in gaining 1 or 2% per day? Is that really what we're interested in as crypto risk takers? That's the only thing that I'm worried about. Now, I do spot an opportunity here, and the opportunity is in yield farming them. And I love yield farming. I'm always going to do that. But look, we can take a look at the S&P 500. It follows obviously the pricing of how it all works, but notice there is no Solana liquidity pool. So we take a look here. There is a Solana liquidity pool, and it's yielding decent amounts. So you can come over to here and you can deposit your what do you call it? Your S&P 500 token or whatever you want to call it. Now, the question arose from me is how are these X stock going to make any money? And it's clearly that the money they're going to make is from the liquidity fees. So they're earning 0.2% and 0.05% goes into the Ray token. So they're providing some rewards in that, which is really nice. It's not going to be forever. It's going to end, I think, end of the month. So that's really cool. They've obviously done a partnership with Radium and stuff like that. But this is how they're going to make the money. So they're incentivized to get people to trade. Excuse me. And in theory, what they're going to be looking at is obviously you coming along providing liquidity. So let's say, for example, we buy some of these. So we buy the S&P 500. You head over to here and you deposit it. You put some Solana and you put some S&P 500. What that does is every time someone trades it and your liquidity gets used, you actually earn some fees from it. So you earn Solana when someone buys, and you earn some of the S&P 500 token when someone sells. Now, if you're yield farming meme coins, they're eventually going to die. My portfolio now needs to be changed in 2 weeks to about 3 months because those tokens I'm yield farming are going to die. However, if we look at, like, I don't know, Tesla, for example, let's get the Tesla contract. Actually, let's get Nvidia. Let's see what pools they got on Nvidia. So they've got a Orca pool, they've got Radium. I don't know why they don't have um, Meteora pools. Can they not be created? So this is the pools that are out. So they're Solana pools and they have some volume. So example wise, you can come over to here and we're going to earn 1.5% per day on Nvidia. Now, that is absolutely crazy in terms of if you think about it, you can earn 1.5% per day yield farming Nvidia. You can make that even shorter and get 3% per day. So all you have to do is buy the stock, deposit some Solana in here, which I am going to do because I want to test it out and see. And the thing is, Nvidia is not going to die. So this is actually a really, really good strategy to be implementing and something I'm going to start adding to my portfolios. Because even if crypto crashes or Bitcoin crashes, these won't actually die in theory. Nvidia is always going to be there in a a 10-year time frame. Now the question is, are X stock going to keep it alive? Are people going to use it? Is it going to be worth for them to actually use it? I think it's pretty much a decent project and they're going to make good money from it. However, if they don't back the project or something happens, whatever, blah blah blah, it's one-to-one backed, they're saying. But are they actually buying the stock is the question. Can they, or is this just a gimmick and then things are going to go wrong and then people are going to start calling it a scam, blah, blah, blah. But in theory, it's backed by the Solana Foundation. Is it a gimmick? I don't know. But I'm quite interested to see how this goes. I'll chuck in small amounts here and there. But, yield farming Nvidia and getting 1% per day, look, it's a dream come true in my eyes. Like, if the stock boys knew about this and they're getting 1% a year on some of these stocks and they can realize they can get that per day, people would flood over. And it'll be interesting to see. Let me know your comments or your thoughts below. If you're going to buy some, if you can trade some, if you never heard about it, or you've got some good or bad news to share, please do. I wish you all the best and take care.